Working Class Beer Reviews is looking at Grain Belt Premium American Lager. This is a product of August Skell Brewing Company in Ulm, Minnesota. Go to grainbelt.com if you want to learn more about it. But before we get started, why don't we open it up and look at this. This is a knife. Remember the guy that did, my cousin Tony, that did the Negro Modelo Michelada video? He gave me this. This thing's awesome. This is like the second one he gave me. It's a Schrade USA 152 old timer. Probably like a skinning knife or whatever. I always like these. And he found another one for me since I lost the other one around years ago, probably around the time of my divorce. My divorce from my first wife. A weird segue. Anyway, so let's go ahead and pour this. I got my globe glass. I need to buy some more pint glasses. So this is an older American lager that we cannot get in Missouri. But I had a friend, Mr. Marco Vici-Domini, him and his family, Mark, and they went up to Minnesota, Wisconsin, and down to Chicago. They took a trip, and I said, man, if you don't mind, if you go, because he's a whiskey guy, and I know he's going to go whiskey hunting. He says, if you find any beers that you just don't see down here, let me know. Just send me some pictures. Man, he just flooded with me with pictures. I said, I can't buy all of that. So he bought this, and he's got some sampler packs, which hopefully I can get a hold of some singles and bring them home, do some video reviews. So Grain Belt is actually a product of, from what I heard, it says established in 1893. So I think this actual brand of lager was made. The company that made it was like 4 different breweries that came together in Minnesota, smaller breweries, not like the big ones like Coors or Miller or Pabst or Schlitz, any of those that back then that were more predominant. So 4 smaller breweries came together, made like an alliance, and then they made this beer. And then during Prohibition, they survived off of making near beers and cheese and different things like that. And then when after post-Prohibition they came back out, that's when this got the friendly flavor. So this is the 16 ounce, called the Big Friendly. The friendly flavor, and something else, some other part of the slogan. So it was about extinct in the early 2000s. That's when the August Skell Brewing Company acquired it and kept it going. So it sounds like up there in Minnesota, it's kind of a big deal. It's a local favorite, and it's like a well-kept secret for them. So I got this 12 pack. So he sent me, he's like, do you want 16 ounce or 12 ounce? I was like, which one's cheaper? He said they're both the same price. I'm like, well, of course I'll take the 16 ounce. It says brewed in the heart of America's grain belt. I think I want to say it's like 11 or 12 bucks up there. And so yes, I need to do a review of this. So I've had some of this since I've done prior to the review, and so I've already tasted it, but I just need to do a review before I finish the whole thing off, and would never see it again because I doubt we'll ever find this down here in southern Missouri. Be friendly, please recycle. I want to say it's like 4 point, it doesn't say on the can. I did do a little research. I want to say it's like 4.7 or 4.5, somewhere in there. It's in the same vein as like Hamm's, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Miller High Life, things like that. So obviously those are all of that same area too. So they were all in direct competition. The clouds are kind of hiding the sun, but it's still sunny out. I got light out. It's very, very clear, very, very light straw, much like a light beer, honestly. And it is still retaining some head. It's not moosey like a Miller head, but it retains more than like a Genesee would. In the times I've done Genesee, that head just went away. Although I love Genesee, the flavor's still good. And it's cheap. I can get those in tall boys around here. I did see a deal. I think I've done a review for it for the Honey Brown. It used to be like Dundee's Honey Brown, but now it's Genesee. Genesee's always brewed it. They always called it Dundee's for some reason. I guess maybe previously, before Genesee acquired it, it was Dundee's. But they had a 30 pack for $17.99. That's actually a really good deal. Tell me in the comments if I should pick that up. 30 pack of the Honey Brown Lager for $17.99. They had 4 of them there. They're on the floor. They weren't cold or anything, but obviously that's not a big deal. I can put them in the fridge. So in the comments, if you're watching this, yay or nay if I should go get that Honey Brown Lager. So yeah, very clear. It's humid out, so the glass is all like foggy from humidity. Let's give it a smell. Yeah, very light, kind of straw, grainy. Very light grain, but grainy nonetheless. More, it's not hoppy. Spill a little bit. Let's give it a sip. Very mild. It said online that they actually still use yellow corn grits, so they still use grains and not extracts. So maybe that's what it changes the mouthfeel a little bit. The mouthfeel's like light to medium. It didn't, like, you know, with like Miller High Life, sometimes if it's not ice cold and you open it, it'll gush, especially out of cans. Not so much the bottles, but the cans, for some reason, I don't know why, but it wants to just gush. Yeah, I do like this. Like I said, I'll never get to see it again, so I know I had to review it. My neighbors, how you pulling out of the driveway? Yeah, I would definitely rank this on par with Hamm's or High Life or Pabst. There's so many of those. This would definitely be considered a legacy beer that is still around. You know, the fact that it's not been acquired by Pabst. You know, the Skell Brewing Company, New Ulm, Minnesota. I'm not sure. I'm guessing that's maybe a suburb of Minneapolis, or yeah, I'm not sure. So it's cool. It's kind of like Genesee, how it never got acquired. I mean, I don't know if it's owned by the same family, but it's not owned by one of the big companies. Kind of a similar deal. Not near as widely distributed, but kind of a similar deal. It's got a very classic looking design on the can. The script is kind of old school. I like that. I like when companies retain that. And you know, some of the bigger ones always try to go modern with their logos and stuff like that. You know, Budweiser always kind of stayed similar, but it's transitioned over time. Bud Light definitely, Coors Light definitely. You know, all the light beers kind of just went with the fads. A lot of them had that kind of swooshing, like NASCAR looking logo, like they put on NASCAR, you know, wraps and stuff like that. Yeah, I would totally buy this again, especially for that price. You know, I would do that. It's very interesting, and I was able to share this with my friend Jordan, which I forgot what him and I did. Was it Sam Adams? What? No, maybe, I can't remember. Jordan and I did a beer recently, and I can't remember what it was. But it's just something else to check off my list. You know, it's always cool to find stuff that I can't get a hold of regularly. Obviously, if I wanted to dig into more crafts type stuff, well, weak. Sorry, should have saved that. But I'm trying to keep it working class, trying to keep it on the affordable side of things. And although beer in itself anymore, it's hard to keep it affordable. You know, you're stuck with like Natural Light, Keystone Light, Milwaukee's Best Light, Miller High Life. I was able to get an 18 pack of was it 18 pack? Yeah, 12-ounce cans for $10.99 at Walgreens, just down the road. But I bought one bag or box, and it was like the glue. It was way too much glue. It was all over the cans and everything like that. I actually took pictures. I need to send it in to Miller, see if they'll, compensate me for that. So, yeah, like the hot glue that they glue all the cases in was everywhere. It saturated through the cardboard. So I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, I would, if it was around, I would totally drink it. And that's the end of that. Yeah, definitely a good beer. Would buy again. Would recommend. We'll probably never see again because I just don't live in the area that it's distributed in. Unless one of the distributors somehow get a deal on a pallet of it and decide to kind of sling it around to see what happens. But probably not. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Let me know if if you're in the area that sells Grain Belt, or if you've had it over the years. It's probably one of those things you'll have to travel to find, or have a friend that sees it and sends it to you, whatever. In the beer trading world, I'm sure online it's probably something you're able to get a hold of. But anyway, I appreciate you guys sharing your time with me, and I will see you guys later.